governments and corporations, for the first time in history, have the power to basically hack human beings. There is a lot of talk about hacking computers, hacking smartphones, hacking bank accounts, but the big story of our era is the ability to hack human beings. And by this I mean that if you have enough data and you have enough computing power, you can understand people better than they understand themselves, and then you can manipulate them in ways which were previously impossible. And in such a situation, the old democratic system stopped functioning. We need to reinvent democracy for this new era in which humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. We need to come to terms with the fact that, no matter, again, this is where philosophy meets computer science and biology. New era in which humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over.
All right, Shalom. This is Harawan by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Ka Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwati, my children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a quick impromptu lesson dealing with this this guy, Yuval Noah, and their plans for a digitally controlled satanic order upon this earth. And you know, you heard him speaking, man. He said people think they have free speech and free this and the spirit. And he's like, there would be none of this. That's the look on his face. There would be none of. He made that face. This would be no more. You know, that freedom. That's what he said. The freedom will be no more. You know, freedom to choose, freedom to vote. That's the whole focus. They want to control people's votes, and they want the new main asset on the earth to be like gold, silver, oil. Now they're moving to digital, but beyond that, they're going to move to information. Information is going to be the new gold to back their digital currencies at some point. So you see what they're heading towards, man. But I want to get this Galatians 5. Galatians 5 and 17. For the flesh lusteth after the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other. All right, when the flesh, you deal with things like fear, emotions, you know. So that ye cannot do the things that ye would, right? So that's the wrestling. And a lot of our people are caught up in the flesh. All right, they're not being led by the spirit. All right, either through greed, through fear, through just being wicked. They trust in witchcraft. But if ye be led by the Spirit, ye are not under the law. All right, so we're under the law still in place, but being in the Spirit, you're being covered and led and forgiven through Yahushua. All right, and that's what you need. That's what we need in these times to make us perfect and to receive salvation and the inheritance of new angelic spiritual bodies from heaven, where we'll be made perfect. Idolatry, all right, so now the works of the flesh are manifest. See, everything is being manifested upon the earth, which are these: adultery, right? Fornication. So you got spiritual adultery and physical adultery. When a man sleeps with another man's wife, or a woman sleeps with multiple men. Either way, it's centered around the woman when it comes to adultery, you know. Uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft. And that word witchcraft goes into the word pharmakia. All right, and pharmakia goes back to the word pharmacy. So these are all the works of the flesh. It says here, Isaiah 31:1, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many. See, they trusting in the government, they trusting in the system, they trusting in the hospitals, you know. The only reason you should go to these hospitals is maybe for a Motrin or a note, or minor situations, you know, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, just tapping the water with your toes before you jump. You know, you ain't jumping in. It says, you know, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. All right, so they're not looking to the Lord for salvation and for protection, for deliverance in these prophetically destructive times. Verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men. Today the Egyptians represents these Americans, all right? Ultimately, Esau, you know, that goes into these that American mindset. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, man. See, and their horses flesh and not spirit. Just like today, the ancient used to use horses, but now they use technology and metal, you know. So it's just from the earth and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, just like the technology they're using now, the Lord saying that's not spirit, that's earthly stuff, man, created by man, devices. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, spirit, both he that helpeth shall fall. So these Edomites and these elites, they're going to fall, you know, in their agenda. And he that is hoping shall fall with them. So those that trusted in the system or trust in Esau and these heathens, they're going to fall with them. And they all shall fall together. All right, let me get this real quick. Proverbs 19:21. There are many devices in a man's heart. See, there's many devices, many imaginations, and that's what we suffer from, imagination. People's imaginations, man. Many devices have come upon this earth from man's imagination. That's the difference between humans and animals, that they have their imagination, and of which we can have laws, you know, and creativity. But also sin and wickedness comes from the heart. There are many devices in a man's heart. All right, devices. Nevertheless, the counsel, those that are in the truth of Yahweh, that shall stand. All right, so the counsel of the Lord is going to stand. Everything else is going to fall. You see that? So these heathens, the 2/3 that's following after them and their system, that's purposely made to twist them, they're all going to fall together. And the council, meaning the elect of the Lord that believe, they're the ones that's going to stand once all the smoke is clear, once the storm is past, once the fire is gone, you know, once the deception is finally understood, once it all comes together and they complete their system. At that point, the Lord said, what? He's going to rain fire upon them. All right? They got the digital system in place. Now they just need the capstone, the icing on the cake, which is that physical identification to separate everybody. People are already becoming part of the, Internet of Things. Now they just need a identification within that new world system. All right. Look at this. Proverbs 40:4. Blessed is that man that maketh Yahweh his trust, and respecteth not the proud. Man, don't respect these heathens. Don't respect these devils. You know, he say be peaceable with all men, but respect meaning like submitting to them, you know. Like you pay your respects to the Lord and submit to the Lord. Let's trust that path, you know. Blessed is that man that maketh Yahweh his trust, and respecteth not the proud, man. Don't respect them because they're lifted up and they got all this governmental power and technology. Nor such as turn aside to lies, man. Don't trust people that turn aside to lies. Your friends, your family. Blessed is that man that maketh Yahweh his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. All right? So don't turn aside to these lies that they're going to be spewing, shooting the wiles of the devil. That's what it's called. All right, we got to stay on the straight and narrow, straight path, because these heathens have many, these devils have many tricks up their sleeves. This is Ephesians 6:14. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. All right, is it girt up thy loins as a man, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. So prepare your path and the rest of your life to be in this truth. All right, and that's a beautiful thing. It said, prepare thy soul for temptation. Study to show thyself approved. That's going to a workman that shall not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Above all of this, you know, a lot of people do the work, but they have no faith. They're just out there seeking positions, creating inner circles, you know. Backbiting each other. What do they call it? Seeking vain glory. But the Lord said, what? Above all, taking the shield of faith, man. Because that's what we're going to need. Yeah, he did all this teaching. Let's see when it comes time to walk out on the water like Peter had to. And the Lord said, don't look down. Don't fall. Don't lose faith and fall into the water and be drowned. To the bottom of the abyss, meaning to darkness, spiritually. Above all, taking the shield of faith, all right? The shield, man, you got to have your protection with you. Every day you walk out that door, or when you wake up, or while you sleep. That shield of faith. And the Lord said that He's going to protect us as with a shield. wherewith ye shall be able. See, the Lord said we shall be able as long as we have the Lord's shield with us, his protection, his word. Same thing that Yahushua used to deflect the fiery darts of Satan when he approached Yahushua in his fasting. All right, tempted the devil trying to tempt Yahushua. And Yahushua used the word against him. The Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of truth. That's the shield. That's our faith. All right, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Above all, taking the shield of faith. Take that with you every day you go out. Meaning, stay spiritual. Don't be carnal as well. Don't let the flesh overpower you. So take the shield of faith. So move in the unseen world. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, all right, and the evidence of things not seen. So shine the Lord's light in this world, in this place. Above all, taking the shield of faith. So don't lose your faith as we walk and go further into this journey. Wherewith ye shall be able. See, we shall be able. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. We shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, man. And that goes twofold. The fiery darts also represent those missiles. All right, it says that. It says missiles. All right, darts, fiery missiles. So that goes into what the Lord said, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. All right, he's going to make us perfect and covered and protected. No hair on our head, on the elect's head shall be singed in that day. All right, whoever is blessed to be delivered. But it also goes into this. Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And that's what this guy Yuval Noah is. He's part of that insurrection of the wicked, the secret counsel, who whet their tongue like a sword, man. See that? Prepare their tongue like a sword, and they go out and slay and set up policies and false accusations and their plans and everything that, saying. He uses it like a sword against Israel, against the Israelites, really. And whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. It's showing you that it's talking about words right here. So there'll be what? Lies, bitter words, calling us terrorists, all kind of stuff, man. What do they call that? When they taking away free speech on the internet. When it's a truth is hated in a world full of lies, and they say what we're doing is hate speech. So they take our videos down, saying it's lies, all that. Why? Because they have an agenda that they're trying to protect. They're trying to protect their lies that they've put out there to the people. That they may what? They whet their sword, even bitter word. They whet their tongue like a sword, man. Going out slaying people with it. And setting up traps and deception, and putting people to death. And lying to us. And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, man. Even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. See, that's what we have to have, our faith, our shield of faith. All right, because the Lord promised us this, man. And it's physical. It's going to turn physical. The Lord is already protecting us. It's going to be even more and evident in that day. He said, in that day shall it be known who are my chosen. And Psalms 91, he's going to give his angels charge over them. But right now we have the spirit of truth to protect us, spirit of faith to protect us from all these lies that they're trying to spew out and set up traps in our way. Well, we have the Lord's word to light our path, to step over, around, and away from these traps, and to break free from the traps, and to cleanse us from the traps, the lies. So Psalms 5 and 11. No, I'm gonna start from 10. Destroy thou them, O Yahweh. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions. For they have rebelled against thee. All right, talking about 2/3. Let them fall by their own counsels, the ones they trust. But the scriptures say the counsel of the Lord going to stand. But these people that trust in Esau and scared of Esau, like ISUPK, IUIC, they're scared of the government. They're scared of losing. I'm like, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it, and the Lord will still bless me, have favor. Nope. Trust the Lord. Trust Yahweh Shem Shai and His word. Not flesh, not technology. But let all those that put their trust in thee. So, like, where was that? Wow. I'm gonna start from verse 6. 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight, and those that stand in the Lord's sight actually are those that were around the altar. All right? That's what that means. Those that attend to the altar, meaning this work in the Lord's presence. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. See, He hates all workers of iniquity, ones that work the iniquity and the ones that receive the iniquity. Either way, they're working together. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Yahweh will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. See, the Lord is going to show His hatred towards the bloody and deceitful man, especially Esau and 2/3 of our people. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Right. So that's who we fear, Yahweh B'Shem Shai. In His fear we worship and praise the Lord. Towards the east, or whatever part of the earth Akim or Akwathim are in, they pray towards the temple of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem. Lead me, O Yahweh, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. All right? So we have to be led. We have to be guided. We need help. All right? We can't lead ourselves. We have to be led in thy righteousness. All right? Because we don't know how to be righteous. We need to be taught and guided to perfection. Because of mine enemies, man. Make thy way straight before my face, man. We praying the Lord make it straight and clear to us. Smooth path straight to the kingdom. Praying that we sway not to the left or to the right. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. That's talking about IUIC, ISUPK, these churches, right? These Buddhists, these Muslims, all these religions, these atheists, 2/3 Jakes that just average Joe Schmo that don't know anything, that can't see the prophecies happening. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth, man. They have no faith in Yahweh Shai, 2022 and these people still don't know the name of the Lord. That's because it's not meant for them to, if they're not of the elect. It's, if they're not moving in the spirit of truth, they're not of the elect as well. Just because they know the Lord's name does not make them the elect. This has been proven. Look at people like Lawatazah, or not Lawatazah, but the Mississippi Maniac, La'al War, Brother No Light. Look at ISUPK, look at IUIC. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wicked. Just because they call on the name of the Lord don't mean they're faithful, man. Their throat is an open sepulcher, man. It's an open grave set up to destroy our people, especially them Christians. They flatter with their tongue, just like politicians. These church ministers, they get up there and sing. Ain't nothing wrong with singing, but they're like, Lord. They try to sing the scripture because they can't break it down. So they put on the song and the dance, 501c3 charter. Now they setting up for what Yuval Noah was talking about, the internet of all things. And these churches are cool with that. These Hindus are cool with that. All right. Who else? All these religions, the Muslims, they cool with that. Destroy thou them, O Yahweh. Let them fall by their own counsels. The counsel of the Lord going to stand. But they're going to fall by their paths that they've chosen. Cast them out in the middle of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. All right? So we don't take it personal when people don't listen to you or they don't want to hear us. We just say, hey, they're rebelling against the Lord, not us. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. All right? So we should be rejoicing, and we will rejoice. That's right. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. See, the Lord is defending us, man. The Lord be with us. Who can be against us? Who can be against us, small or great? Think about that. The Lord is with you. He said, be still, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Non-verbatim. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. So it's all about his name as well. And putting the trust in the Lord. See, people say they know the name, like ISUPK, but are they truly putting their trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? IUIC claim to be trusting the Lord, but did they show trust with their choices they made recently? Do they have faith in the Lord's name? No. For thou, O Yahweh, will bless the righteous. See, the Lord's going to bless us, man. He's going to show favor to us, the ones that believe in him righteously. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. All right, so you have that protection around you, that hedge of protection. That's what the devil was talking about in Job. Spiritual demon Satan, he asking the Lord to take that hedge of protection from around Job. You know, because these devils can do nothing unless the Lord allows it. All right, so I'm gonna end it there, man. So yeah, man, we don't fear none of the words of these heathens, none of the words of 2/3 of our people that don't believe or that has lost faith or that are in denial. We don't trust in systems. We don't trust in chariots or horses. We don't trust in man or flesh. We trust in Yahweh in the name Bahashem of his son, Yahushua. All right, in the spirit of truth and righteousness.